new cat support and dark matter cards in what was a weird episode, but one with some highlights. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downston. Today we're talking all things episode 106 of the Yugioh Go Rush anime series. Nyanderstar versus Bruye. So this character, Bruye, is a really odd character. But as for his design, I think it's good in the way that it follows the design patterns that we've seen for the Dark Matter Empire before. And I liked how he held true to his word of answering the questions after losing the duel. Now, the answer he gives in saying that his mother told him to find them and duel them tells us that firstly, the Dark Matter Empire might have learned of rush dueling through this supposed mother, and secondly, that the one pulling his strings could be female. Now, obviously, the obvious guess for who that was would be Yugioh, but I'd like to think that they have another character in mind that's acting in the role of mother for this particular character. Now, Bruye's mother complex was wild and a bit too over the top for my liking, but I liked how it did continue this theme of the dark men having these unique quirks to them. For example, the first guy enjoyed seeing others suffering, and now this one likes making people into his mother. The guy literally has 10 of them. So either they're all miserable and in captive, or he has some weird charm that we're just not seeing from this episode. I guess he was able to make Nyanderstar feel sorry for him and slightly consider throwing the duel. So who knows, maybe this guy's a secret Chad. Either way, I like how they were showcasing these dark men as similar yet still unique in their own right. When it comes to dueling, they both shared the same Ace Fusion monster, but they utilised it in different ways. As this character used it with 0 attack points, but paired it well with other cards like his Swamp Field Spell and Octopus, in blending into a combination that offered Nyanderstar a decent challenge to overcome. So, the last time we saw a Dark Man duel, he was using a variation of magic cylinders. Now, this time we see a variation of Draining Shield, in the form of Dark Matter Drain. However, this card seemed to be a lot stronger, with an added effect of stopping the battle phase itself if you meet the conditions, which again kind of goes hand in hand with what we saw of the other Magical Cylinders variation. So all in all, I do like the way they're presenting these supposed new antagonists. As for Nyanderstar, her deck got more support, and I was actually surprised to see her dueling again. Now, Rainbow Eyes Cat, which has to be a cat form of Rainbow Dragon, much like how we have cat forms of both Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, and Odd Eyes. Admittedly, I couldn't figure out what the other cats were a reference to, so if you do know, let me know in the comments down below. But at the same time, I do like it. I like that we're continuing this archetype little by little. Now, one other thing I love seeing in the anime and in the TCG is when a character gets a card based on themselves. We've seen this with cards that look like Nash from Zexal, and we've seen obviously other different variations throughout the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! And we see one here in Starcat Ace Nyan Buster, who clearly is a reference to Nyanderstar herself based on the colour scheme, the name, the star symbols, and the more human element to the monster design. Heck, you could even say the fact that it wears a mask is kind of like Nyanderstar, as at the start of the series, that's kind of what Nyanderstar was wearing. She was a human cat hybrid in a cat body that was masquerading for an ulterior motive. So this monster to me was really cool, and I like seeing it. But as for Nyanderstar's character, I really liked how she was shown to be a bit more vulnerable with Bruye getting to her emotions. The music within the segment was absolutely phenomenal, and also her on-edge and angry emotions that were on display was a new kind of emotional outlet that we had for the character. I think this episode does a lot of positive things for Nyanderstar's character, and I like it how we actually got an episode to just see a little bit more of her home planet. And speaking of characters getting a positive showcasing, we have to talk about a park. Now I love how she's taken to the captaincy role and using her brain and thinking, well, Yugioh was on this cat planet when the Luke first appeared on it. Meaning, there has to be something that Yugioh was searching for that was important. And ultimately, this led Puck to being the one to find the hidden passageway. The flashback to the cat people standing in a circle kind of reminded me of the scene from Fairy Tale where Tenra Island was being destroyed and they all kind of stood around holding hands and created the field barrier. Now, obviously, they're two different animes. But I wouldn't be surprised if underneath this passageway we do end up seeing fairies. Because we do have the fairy typing within Yu-Gi-Oh! And plus, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! We've seen weirder stuff happen. Especially in Go Rush. And speaking of weird, 3 Dynamoos? Oh god, why? But it's obvious that it's connected to the Dark Matter Empire in some way, shape or form, as we see Dynamo multiply every time we've encountered one of these characters. And yes, he always seems to be miraculously somewhere else when they show up. Now it's possible that the Dark Matter Empire is a second attempt at creating the Vulgarians. And with Dynamo being Earthdemar and being fused with a Vulgarian on numerous occasions, this could be a kind of sensory reaction. And every time he multiplies, it means a member of the Dark Matter Empire is around us. So I do kind of like that idea. Or it could simply be that Dynamo is like evolving and learning more and more, and as he does, he just multiplies to kind of spread the brain power a bit. And then ultimately, he's going to have some more important and impactful role in the future of the series. Hopefully. But I do like how this is like a little side plot that's keeping it a little bit more interesting and keeping us speculating and guessing as to what is happening. And I do like that. It seems like the plot is still moving forward at a steady pace, but not too slowly. Well, those are my quick thoughts on this episode. Let me know yours in the comments down below and anything that I've missed from this one. And of course, I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you have, subscribe, hit like, comment, share, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Alligator, matane, goodbye.